Hey Rebels. So I have to admit I'm not scared, but I'm feeling something that is very uncomfortable. And obviously obviously Spirit trust me to get this message out there, whatever this message actually is, because I connected several pieces and stuff. I'm very um it's one thing to have thoughts, right? But it's a whole nother thing to share those thoughts, whether it be amongst someone else's knowing or actually an action of behavior. Um, yeah. So for me, it is invasive of my character to put this message out there out loud versus, me just having a knowing. But it's not invasive in a violating way. Obviously, this is what Spirit wants me to do, and I enjoy readings. So do by all means, disclaimer, very triggering for those who may find it triggering. Um, feel free to leave if you need to. Come back. Don't. It's up to you. And I say this because what it is that I see here up front as well as what it is that's over here behind the scenes. Um, hmm, I have no clue of where this is going, but I already see where it started at. And to continue on, Spirit wants me to feel comfortable enough, which I am, in sharing with you that I feel like that this is completely none of my business. But then again, and I'm sure somebody resonate with this, uh, though I feel that it's completely none of my business. How do you ever know if something is your business until it gets revealed to you? Then no, it is your business. So I guess this is the business I'm in right now. So what we have here, okay, so I had a couple channel songs, and one of the channel songs that I got was Alicia Keys, Every Little Bit Hurts. Oh, listen to Every Night I Cry, Every Night I Wonder Why You Treat Me Cold, Yet You Won't Let Me Go. Every little hurt counts. Every little hurt counts. You saying you coming home, but you never phone, leave me all alone. My love is strong for you. I do wrong for you. I can't take this loneliness you give me. I can't go on living my life this way. Come back to me, darling. You'll see I can give you all the things that you wanted before if you would stay with me. And then it continues. I also got Let's Overload, which is a song from one of my favorite movie, Dirty Dancing, which I haven't watched in a couple years, which I'm understanding I'm going to have some reevaluations. Love Patrick Swayze. Anyway, Let's Overload. Let's Overload is, I love the whole Dirty Dancing soundtrack, and like it was with me, from my youth on up to today. But that song, as well as several other songs, I have come within the past maybe year or two to realize like those songs were very toxic. I mean, they seemed all romantic, and I'm protecting you, I'm watching you, I'm guarding you, I'm being there for you, I'm confessing, my capabilities and incapabilities, and here's, have all of me or nothing type of stuff. It gives me like the 1970s, like greasy hair, swoop curls, and jean jackets, like grease. There it is. But then the other song that I also got was Shy Guy, which is a song from the Bad Boy soundtrack. Say, I don't want nobody loving everybody. I need a shy guy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. It's like a reggae. It is a reggae song. So, what we have here is a King of Cups energy with an Ace of Swords. Okay, I left that slid like that, but I did not know that was the Ace of Swords. All right, Ace of Swords. But then down here at the bottom, we also have the King of Wands. So mental, those energies coming together. And then it's strange. It's strange. We left cards out here from the last reading. So we have options, walking in other people's shoes, right? Um, I'm trying to find my chill. I'm trying to find my chill. I'm trying to find my chill. Okay, yeah. So but this is just the energy. It's like so it's like someone waiting to hear a truth, and everyone, there's a lot of people who know this truth except for the person who is most who would find this truth to be, I guess, of a greater complex liability, that they will have to redefine print and redefine. There it is, redefine the print, not redefine print, but redefine the print, because it's like the plant. Is it a plant? Are we planting a seed, or is this a plant? To each their own, but it's a spiral. It's a spiral. So there's a lot going on, but it also says, hey, look around, you are lucky. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, listen, look around, you are lucky as shit. Remember that. Remember that. All right. So this King of Cups, so this is a very smooth operator. Like, this person can definitely be very dapper, just Rico Suave. I'm getting all the romance novels. Just for whatever reason, I'm toying with my clothes article. Okay, this person swept in your life, just, or someone's life, just seemingly questionably flawless, to the extent of, okay, what's wrong with you? And anything that seemed to be wrong with them, it was still accepted, because it was a revealed truth, because it was honesty. And I'm also looking at the world under like a magnifying glass. Like, I'm sorry, not a magnifying glass, a microscope. That's what was hidden, is that you, this energy wasn't looked at closely. This energy was overlooked, that there was flags. But this is not about the person that, Spirit say just go with it. Okay, it's not about the person, it's about the recognition. Getting it out the mud, and the trials that this person has went through, as well as the trials that the person on the receiving end of this energy has been through. I'm hearing Inside Out, In and Out. In and Out, wasn't that a movie about a teacher, a professor that I think one of his students revealed that he was same sex interested, and it got out on the news or something? I'm gonna have to go find it and watch it. It's been so long. It's like a 1990s movie, I believe. So the thing about this person is that they're getting things together. They're pulling things together, like emotionally intelligent. They're very careful with their words. So therefore, since they're so careful with their words, they don't usually get caught, because, and it's not even a sense of getting caught, to whoever is perceiving this, experiencing this energy, they would perceive it as, oh, why didn't you tell me this? You should have told me and stuff. But the way that this I'm feeling masculine energy. Let's go there. Masculine energy. So whether it is a female deep in her masculine, or a masculine who is deep in his masculine, their internal feminine is asking to participate, is demanding to participate, but there's such a suppression here with this person that, ooh, they don't realize how far off they are from the world that they believe that they're in. Yes, they don't know how far off in this energy they're in away from the world that they're actually perceiving themselves to be in. Though I'm sure that there's that internal doubt, but they don't let it last long. But they also don't realize that they are not a part of the world that they feel that they have others perceiving them in. How hidden they are, how dark it is. Strange seeing the Ace of Cups, so much light, and then you got Judgment, a hand coming up from the grave. So it's like, oh my greatness. All right, so let's dive into this read. Oh, you have the Sun, the Ace of Cups, the Moon, the Judgment. Down here we have Wheel of Fortune, Hangman, Magician, and the Moon. On all ends, it's all hands on deck. For whichever reason this may be, that spirit is trying to gain this person's attention. And please, 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 I am very much so doing the best I can be with being sensitive to this, as well as spirit is bird feeding, literally bird feeding this to me, because it's such a fragile situation. All hands on deck, the Sun, the Moon, Ace of Cups, and Judgment. That's like north, south, east, west, northwest, northeast, north, south. Like, it's just the combination of this person is getting it from every angle. And like I previously pointed out, Spirit has asked me to go back to it. This person is so careful with their words, with their steps, how they present themselves, to make sure that there is no line that someone can claim that they left something out of omission, that someone can claim that they wordplay, that someone can complain or claim that they were not in alignment with their intentions, honesty, truth, and honorability of themselves. I see the kid right here in the sun. I also see two wolves looking through a telescope, and one wolf seems to be leaving the other wolf, like a double life. But I'm also seeing so much charisma, so much maturity over here. And what Spirit is saying is that this who you know of them to be is actually who they are. So there is no deception. There's been no deception. The issue for whomever is receiving this is what they will perceive to be behind the scenes. So Spirit is now telling me, and now I'm not gonna tear up, but I feel somebody so tearful that they're scared and like third degree burn. Their eyes are like blood to the point that their nostril area is stinging because the emotion is exiting them before their actual words. They feel relief in being able to get it out. But at the same time, there is so much that they are numb to about what could be perceived as judgment. Wow. They're looking at their life and they're noticing the karma that will come to them and how it would come to them in a matter of time if they don't get ahead of what needs to be said, what needs to be done. And I'm not sure what that is at all. Honestly, I'm not at this moment. As I said, Spirit is definitely bird feeding me. They know that it's time for their truth to be their truth and told to those who matter and those who are involved. But they need to, they're saying they need to draw the picture, paint the picture for you and help you to understand how it is that you didn't know or that it wasn't known. They needed to figure out who they were themselves before coming out and expressing to somebody else what they potentially felt something can be, or what it is that they assumed they could be because they needed to register and resonate with it themselves and not based off of other people's descriptions. Spirit is telling me, I forgot what it, yeah. So it says, never make an appearance without controversy. Tap the like tap the unconscious and pray. It's not boring. Tap into the unconscious and pray that it's not boring. It says a composed soul is not necessarily a calm one. Screaming to a canvas, not a pillow. And also it says, ask anxiety to pose for you. Word. Go viral, not bacterial. A client is a flattered client is a repeat client. Your personality can be colorful as your canvas. So this is a message to that person's energy. Just as a side note, Spirit said, things was kind of getting a bit heavy. Need to release it. So therefore, let's go ahead and jump straight back into this. Yeah. So what we have here is someone who needs to disclose their false mask. They feel every time they experience a certain fragrance, every time they experience a certain smell, it's reminded to them what's important about them that has not been unveiled. And to jump straight to the other side, Spirit said this is a same-sex situation. For those who have not caught on, yes. So, I originally got into this message like, oh yeah, so this is gonna be a very lustful message, and as it is, that's what needs to be. That's what's being revealed. Is that there is information of lust. Now, Spirit said explain. Okay, elaborate. When it comes down to someone's sexual preference, it is their personal business. Yet, if they are sexually engaged with someone, it becomes that other person's business as well. No, you do not need to have multiple parties in the same room or anything, but just your sexual preference is the other person's business if you are actually interested in them or involved with them. And this is why I came through and made that point of click. This is none of my business. It's none of my business. So now that we got that tough part out of the way, let's see what really needs to be said, because that seemed to be the hurdle that needed to be. Yeah, you get it. So sexual, same-sex situation. The issue with them is that they've been kind of enjoying the striptease of releasing this information. Okay, yeah. So they've been really enjoying the slow pace and the striptease of being able to let out this information. They've made very backhanded comments, kind of dropping clues, But seeing that it was like the plane that we heard at the beginning of the read, it kept on going straight over anyone and everyone's head that they were trying to, and I'm seeing the face right here in the background in the desert, honey. They was trying very hard. They've even, done certain things to the same sex people in their lives to show interest, but due to the fact that no one would ever think of this person being of such um, selection, that it went, once again, the plane went straight over their head. Now this leg lover, when I heard, now they're very playful in the way that they give, that they've dropped those clues. And it's also being said that it's not that they've dropped clues to be playful or to tease the mental or make you question yourself. People question themselves. It was more so of them trying to let people know easily, and also allow people to ask a question based off of what they had just said or just did. There was a clue. And so that person, whomever those people may be, would be interested in asking further questions, but no one ever seemed to ask further questions of them, of what, like, hey, so why would you say something like that? Or what was that about? Or how do you feel about? Or, are you trying to tell me? No one would further their hint dropping, so which made it even more difficult for them to come out and express that this is what their interest is. Now I'm hearing somebody say, yes, they could have just came straight out and just said it. But there were times that they said it and no one believed them. I'm hearing that there was times that they did it in a joking manner because it was harder for them to get it out. Times that it was harder for them to get it out. But I'm also hearing that they said it in a serious manner when they cried in someone's arm. I'm also getting someone, like a grown, like an adult person on the other side of 27, crying on the floor and being comforted, but not being heard, because whoever was consoling them was actually thinking that they were just saying anything versus taking them serious for what they were saying. And they understood no fault to the person who was consoling them. But that's why afterwards they kind of got an extreme tough hysteria about sharing their levels of vulnerability, though they continue to be the charismatic and, tight knit person who they've been. Crazy because we actually had, well, yeah, so this person has definitely done a lot of thinking to themselves. Back to this leg lover. Leg lover, I got SpongeBob SquarePants because I was thinking like land lover, like, right, but leg lover. So they walk in confidence about who they are, so there's no shame at all about who they are. They thought this through. They've experienced it. Some may not have necessarily went through with the jump in the broom of the actual participation and interest, but they are sure of who they are. And as well, I'm hearing pansexual. So it's not just that they are same sex interested. They're they're more so looking, not even looking, they're patiently waiting for a connection that exudes peace with them. So they're not even seeking. I don't see that there's anyone in their interest right now. They're just living within their truth. So they have they've investigated themselves and they want this to be known to whomever it is that's listening. And if indeed they are here listening as a cross watcher, you're being told that you are definitely supported in whatever it is that you choose for yourself, and that you have thought out and will continue to realize the weight of responsibility that it is of you when it comes down to yourself and your decisions. So, therefore, what anyone else thinks is their opinion, their belief, their faith, and their boundary, just as yours is your boundary. And we all are formed a path based upon the choices that we choose here in life with our free will, and even those things that we feel are not of our choice or our control, but that just proceed to happen. That though most feel that you don't have the right to change your mind, the thing is that regardless of what your mind chooses, you just need to make sure that it is a stable mind. All right. So back to the message of taking this leap of faith under pressure, open hearted, being brave, rising to the top and sure of who you are, who they are, the beauty, the kindness, the confidence, the acceptance, the self love, the peace, the accuracy, the issues of their heart, the shape of their truth, the harshness of their reality, the far sight, the near sight, just the beauty of it all. The beauty of it all, right? It is here to remind us that nobody's perfect, and that no matter what it is that you choose, there will always be opposition. And that you don't have to perceive your opposition to be enemy, even if your opposition sees you as enemy. I thought we were going to go there. Whew, I'm just so happy that we did not have to go to. Ooh, okay. All right. So what else is it? Oh, we got someplace to go. Just, okay. So we have performer. We have immaturity. We have I do everything. We have lock and key. At the top, we have show off. And at the bottom, we have old school. Now, what I am perceiving, what I am getting from this is that the other reason why this has been under such lock and key kept to the chest is because this person, this energy, realize how much other people okay, I'm being told as well, somebody else has entered the chat. This does not have to be sexual connections, like relationships. This can, as I expressed before, what happens behind somebody's closed doors is their business. However, this is of your business, is how the message should be resonating. Do not think beyond the message that is the message for your reality and what you've been experiencing. That sideline message, that sidebar message was for an individuals who is actually going through the sexual attraction. But this is more so about how the masculine is not balancing out with the feminine energy, because we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. But there is a such thing as being too much of one when it crosses that part of the spectrum of being toxic. And so therefore the person who is here, there has been emotions that has not been expressed about how they feel uncomfortable about their gender roles, their gender placement, the way that they have come across to others, the way that they are perceived to be performing, not just from others, but of themselves, if not from others. They perceive themselves to be performing. They see others as showing off the lack of true interest, who they are. But they feel that their truth, whether it be a male who is not of the same sex sexual interest, and it's just a male who would like to express internal his internal feminine, and how he feels and what he's been through and the violations in relations to, and how he would like to do things, and not such a he has to be ready to go red button in the White House type of, Powerpuff Girls, always ready to defend. And if this is a female, she is so tired of having to always make sure this is taken care of, that is taken care of, this is taken care of, they are taken care of. Make sure everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, and not just have a checklist for them, but also be there by their side to point them in direction, tell them what to pick up, how to breathe, and everything else. And if this is someone who is sexually interested in the same sex, they want to be seen for who they are without being judged about who they are because of who they're interested in behind closed doors. Of age appropriation, I heard. That's right. Okay. Yes. So, to whomever this energy may concern, you're being invited to embrace communication, embrace what seemed juvenile, and actually find the maturity in the fact that boundaries were not crossed, and that foolish acts of attentions weren't made. You are being invited to look at the accomplishments and get the lock and key and open that lock to release the burden, the silence, the secrets, the unequal give and take. That was deep. I like that. I like that, because how things were back in the day is no longer how things are now. So I'm being told to go right back over here before we go to this next step. It says, never make an appearance without controversy. So meaning, that was the other thing about this person to whom this energy belonged to. They did not want to approach this exposure, whatever this personal exposure is of them, and seem invasive and come off as invasive, and you not be interested, and those who are concerned not be able to connect the dots of why this is their business. Oh, okay, so we have doubt, changes, faith, forgive, daydream, and love. I want to bring attention to this gentleman right here. Yeah. In order to change, things have to be put in practice. You have to take a step and take another step and be willing to take those same steps that you took each step of the way, by seeing that the last step that you took was such a representation and necessary for all those prior steps to become that one grand step. I feel the doubt that there is disbelief that change will be accepted due to faith. I'm not hearing religion, but due to faith. Although religion had a lot to do with it. Thank you, Spirit. Religion had a lot to do with it, and this is why they needed to step away and look at their individuality. They need to daydream and see themselves in love with themselves, and know that whatever they would come out with, that they would be able to live capable and responsible for what comes next. I thought we was leaving this alone, but they said no. Okay. Stay with me. What is this about, Spirit? What is this about? Okay. All right. All right. All right. These two. What is this about? Distant future. Message. Interesting. Commitment. Courthouse. Look at that. Divinity. And what have we been talking about? The flying monkeys that, where can we put this? The flying monkeys that they felt wouldn't understand their faith, of their self-love, and the maturity of their feminine. Yes. So let's look. That was beautiful. So it's King of Cups, King of Wands. Like I said at the beginning, they are the truth. They are exactly who you believe them to be. They are the person who you have had this connection with, who you have like had so many great moments with, so many wonderful memories with. Regardless of the truth that they're going to tell you, regardless of the time that it's going to take for you to accept it, they love you. They just want you to love them the way that they love themselves. Spirit, can we, and this is them being in their masculine, but also being able to be in their feminine. So I'm also seeing here, hearing here that there's going to be a level of change that happens. You're going to look at them and you're going to see them differently. But it's important that you get this message before this communication happened. Now, do not go pressuring them. Do not. But then again, no, they said do. Don't pressure them. Just think back to something that they may have said to you that seemingly now you can see that they were trying to catch your interest and get you to have this conversation with them, and just say it to them and see what happens from there. Okay, we have creation. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I have the power to direct my life with a constructive attitude. I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer world by turning every thought into affirmation action. Well, I'm sorry, affirmative action, affirmation action, affirmative action. Who cares? It's great. I I act in the image of God and bring light into my life. Oh my gosh. That was important. I act in the image of God and bring light into my life. Baby, did it. Okay? All right. Love it. Then we have the calm. I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts, all fears, despite all fears, desperations, and I find peace in my being. Then we have being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating delusions. I have confidence in who I am and I am revealing the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. I am not. I'm not in this until we read this again, okay? I am. It says being true. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of truth, of love and truth. Rebels, 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 rebels. Ah, that was so beautiful. I want to get something from over here. So ultimately, the sun, the moon, the highs, the lows are coming together to support this person and mentor and mentor. Your ancestors no longer want you to walk this path alone. They are guiding you to connect with the right people who can provide valuable support as you navigate through the next chapter of your adventure. Rebels, I love you. And then it says solid ground, one more. Okay, without a solid foundation, you will have trouble creating anything you value. It's time to evaluate which part of your life are solid and which areas of your life and which areas require some fine tuning. Okay. And we're gonna put that right here above the court card. All right. And then we have hello from heaven. Oh my gosh. Hello from heaven. You are loved. Your loved one in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worry and feel their loving blessing. So you even have this person has loved ones from heaven who is supporting them, who has been taking care of them when they had no one else, when they felt like nobody else was there. So yes, this world is under a magnifying glass. This person's world is under a microscope.